Creepy Cutie Crafty.
Hello! And welcome to Creepy Cutie Crafty. Welcome again to our little channel, our little crafting, creeping, cuting channel. I'm Mum, and this is my daughter, who is my 10-year-old daughter, and we love to do crafty things together.
Excuse me, I'm not 10, I'm 11.
Okay, sorry, my 11-year-old daughter, she's just had a birthday and she's very salty about it.
Speaking of salt, we're going to be sending something to Nerdy Crafter, who is also known as Salt Crafter. Bring Salty in!
So one of our favourite YouTubers, a crafty YouTuber, is Nerdy Crafter. She had this plush for her channel. This is her salt shaker, because all of her followers are grains, and we are definitely grains. And she gets very salty about bad crafting kits, and he also gets very, very salty about YouTube channels who lie to their followers, and we don't lie to our followers. We try and do everything as it is.
But also, she does FIMO stuff. Recognise us, Jackie!
We are big fans of Nerdy Crafter, so we've decided today we're going to be doing one of her favourite crafting activities, making stuff with polymer clay. FIMO is our clay of choice. You know, there are other brands out there, but this is the one that we find that works best for us. We are going to be having a go at making some
charms,
just because we like making charms.
I hope she likes some of our own characters, because we're going to be making some of those.
Yeah, we're going to be making some of our own characters and some characters that are based on Nerdy Crafter. I think it's going to turn out really well. So we are going to change the camera over so that you can see a bit more detail, because the things we're going to be making are teeny tiny. Okay, so we're set up now to do the charms. I'm going to start over here while Squinks is in the background making her own little things, and I'm going to start with making something that looks vaguely like Nerdy Crafter. So I've got some Sahara FIMO Soft, and I'm going to mix it with some white to try and get a nice skin tone.
But sadly, these are really hard.
Yeah, these FIMO blocks have been around quite a while, so we're starting with small pieces and just using the warmth of our hands to condition it. So if you start with big pieces, it's going to take a lot of sore fingers to get it conditioned, whereas if you take small pieces, slowly but surely work it until it's soft enough to work. Get your hands nice and warm as well. Maybe you go on it, helps to warm it all up. We do also have a pasta roller. You can put the FIMO through, and that helps to condition it, but with tiny pieces like this you really don't need to worry about that.
So then if it looks something like this.
Yep, that's it. But you don't want to over condition it. It's very easy to go too far. You want it malleable, because you're going to continue working on it after it's nice and soft. If you keep working on it, it's going to get really sticky and you won't be able to use it. The other thing is also try and keep your fingers and your work surface clean, because if you're working with black FIMO, it's going to get into your white FIMO and make it all dusty and horrible. And we don't want that, do we?
No!
This is how I mix my FIMO. I make it into a really thin sheet, and then I roll it up and keep squeezing it like that until it's all moulded together. You can see that's a nice skin colory type colour. I'm going to go with the icon that Nerdy Crafter has rather than her actual skin tone. So I'm going to try and do like her avatar. So I've got the colour I want. I've made it into a nice clean ball like that. I'm going to start shaping it into a cube, but I'm going to leave it slightly squished because I'm going to add the green hat that she wears, the Bulbasaur hat.
That sounds cool.
And I've got some emerald. So I'm going to move this over to one side so it doesn't get any green on it. You can see some of the green is starting to come off on my hands. So if I was to use this and then use the white, it wouldn't look very nice. I'm going to go and wash my hands so I don't get green all over the white. Right, so I've washed my hands. If I was to put this straight on like this, I wouldn't shape it without misshaping the cube underneath. So I'm going to try and shape it that it will fit onto the cube. So it looks a bit more like that. So it's coming down sort of over one eye. And then I'm going to put a slice in the top so that I can add one of our eyelets.
Speaking of which, Mum said my work looks like poo, so I made this. I just modelled it into this. It's still going to be a cookie.
Pooey cookie.
Ew! Stop saying my work looks like poo!
You just literally made a poo out of FIMO and you're complaining about me saying it looks like poo. I'm just going to, using my very, very fine blade, make a slice down through the top, and then I've got my homemade eyelet. I'm going to slide that in like that. Just going to be a couple of little pieces to put on the front so that it looks like he's got a couple of pieces of hair wisping up. Okay, so now I'm onto the eyes. I'm going to use some chocolate for the eyes, this colour here, and some black for the mouth. So I get my dotting tool here and I'm going to put the eyes, one there and one eye there. Try and be careful not to squish the rest of the FIMO that I've already put in position. Get a smaller dotting tool and hopefully this will pick it up this time.
That's cute.
What do you think so far?
I've finished.
You've finished. This is Squinks' demon macaron. I'm using black, and black is the last colour I'm going to do, so I'm going to try and keep that as far away from everything else as possible. And I'm going to use this black for her mouth and also for the Bulbasaur hat's eyes and mouth. First thing we need is a really, really, really thin line. That is about thin enough for her mouth. And I think my little nerdy crafter is done.
It's cute. Hi, I'm on camera now.
So what are you going to make then, Squinks?
The Grim Reaper. It's my kind of version of the Grim Reaper, what I think the Grim Reaper actually looks like. My kind of version of the Grim Reaper has one of those hoods over it, so you can't see his face at all. That's the Grim Reaper's head. My version of the Grim Reaper is made of water, because you know when people would drown in water. This is a Grim Reaper who basically sends you to heaven or hell, but this is the Water Reaper. Triangle. I'm done. This is the Grim Reaper of drowning.
Where's his face?
Nobody has ever seen his face.
What's my next character going to be?
Yeah, do one, mate. I am here.
I'm going to do translucent white with a little bit of regular white. I'm going to add in a little teeny tiny piece of gold and a little bit of this brown as well. Right, so what do you reckon? Is that a good colour for All Might's skin? I've got some vanilla and some neon yellow, so I'm going to put the vanilla and the yellow together to make All Might's hair. So I'm going to move that onto the back so it doesn't get contaminated by the colours. So using some of this vanilla coloured stuff, so I'm going to mix that with some of this very bright neon yellow. This time I'm not going to put it all the way in because I'm going to have hair strands going around the outside as well. Put that in like that. What do you reckon, guys, out there? Does that look like All Might? I think it looks reasonably All Mightish. Now with these ones, I don't want them to be perfectly round. I want them to be slightly teardrop shaped because he's not got completely round eyes. There we go, that's my attempt at All Might. What do you think, Squinks?
Looks good. I'm gonna do Seeker. I got this. That is all for now.
We're going to go and tidy up and wash our hands and bake all these items, and you can see the finished product when we're done.
Subscribe right now.
Subscribe and like and comment and share, otherwise Squinks is going to come after you with a small rolling pin in a very threatening way. Well, there we go. We've put this in the oven for the requisite time and for the requisite temperature. Just check your own polymer clay packets for the instructions.
A lot of requisites.
A lot of requisites, yeah, a lot of rules and things. But we want it to come out right. So, how do you think it's going to be, Squinks?
I think it's going to be FIMO.
You think it's going to be FIMO? Do you think anything's going to have fallen off? Do you think it's going to get burnt? No, you think it's all going to be perfect? So, should we do the grand unveiling? 3, 2, 1. Okay, fine. Mrs. Impatient. And we have here our fine things. So we've got some things we got made before we started filming. So Squinks made these off camera. And this is your salt shaker or pepper shaker.
It's a pepper shaker.
It's a pepper shaker.
Huh?
I think Nerdy Crafter will like that.
I like
But
it.
I like the glitteriness in the red here. I think that looks really sweet.
And now we've got Alien Experiment 0.89.
And then you've also got your demon macaron. It looks very evil. I'm coming to eat you out there in YouTube land. Yum, 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 yum. No.
Eat this.
And he's going to eat the jam donut of salvation. Yum, 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 yum. Is a macaron eating a jam donut? Is that actually cannibalism?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's put them on the other side then.
I'm a killer.
And you got your killer with the killer face mask and the awesome hair.
Face mask? That's not evil. She's social distancing.
Okay, fair enough. She's not being evil, she's social distancing. There we go. Then you've also got your little death guy here, who is the death of people in water. And also you've got your
Seeker.
nerdy sister Seeker. I think that's turned out really...
Sister Seeker.
I think that's turned out really well. The hand holding the spoon is really sweet, and I like the hair bun as well. I think she's really quite sweet. So off camera, I made my little cube here. This guy is basically a sugar cube. I'm quite pleased with how that's turned out. It's quite sweet, and it's not burned at all. So that nice white finish is come out really well.
Quite sweet.
And off camera I also made this. Now if you remember before, I made a plague doctor mask. Again, this has got the glow in the dark eyes, but this is with the leather effect, and also on the back I added some buckles. I think that's quite sweet. I think that was quite cool. I made my little puppy dog Nerdy Crafter, and I gave it little cute hair flicks, and I think the hat turned out really well. And also I made
All Might.
All Might. I made my version of All Might with his hair flicking up like that. I think that works really well with his big smile like that. And I think the hair's turned out. I'm really pleased with how the hair's turned out there. I think we've done really well. What do you think, Squinks?
I think it's good. But next time I think I should have more time.
Maybe next time before we start doing it, we can put the FIMO on the radiator or something to warm it up. That'd be a good idea. I think we're going to come back to doing some more FIMO stuff in the future. I think we're going to try and do some FIMO making challenges, maybe some polymer clay challenges that you can find on Facebook or Instagram. Are you pleased with what you've done?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think your little seeker there is really cute. I think he's turned out really well. And I do like your weird killer person there.
I really like your Nerdy Crafter. I wish we could keep it.
Yeah, we're not going to keep it. We're going to send this one to Nerdy Crafter and see what she says.
I really want to keep this in my room and have it forever.
No, we're going to send the sugar cube. I'm going to send a note with this one saying, this is a sweet sugar cube to balance out all the salt.
Well, I was going to send my pepper shaker, Jammy Donut, this one, Seeker.
I think we've done quite well. I'm quite pleased with the results, and I'm quite proud of what we've done. And we will see you in the next video. So bye-bye. Bye. Wave again. Waving bye-bye. This is how we wave bye-bye now, apparently. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.